Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast, episode 12. Wow, 12. It's not that big a number. It's just 12. But we are back into cosmic superhero fun with the Paul Levitz, Steve Ditko Starman, and Adventure Comics 469 and 470. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you all the printed data for both issues up front, and then I will kind of go through the comics page by page. These are both 8 or 9 page stories, and it's basically the same story. It's a 2-part story with the origin of the Starman. So I'm looking forward to discussing with you because I had strong feels about this when I reread it this weekend. Incredibly strong feels. So let's get to some pertinent data. All right, first off, Adventure Comics Volume 1, number 469, cover date March 1980. It's got a great Joe Stanton. What is this cover? Let me look. The cover artists are Jim Sherman and Jim Aparo. Oh, wow. I never realized that. I'll talk about that when I look at it. I know there's some Jim Aparo in it because he's drawn the Starman part. The Starman story is called Death in a Dark Starred Void. It is written by Paul Levitz, penciler Steve Ditko, inker Romeo Tanghal, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Jasper Saladino, editor Len Wein. All right, the second issue is Adventure Comics Volume 1, number 470, cover date April 1980. Again, executive editor Joe Orlando. Cover artist is Ross Andrew and Dick Giordano. Yes, it is, very much so. The title of this story is Starman, To Die A-Borning, like I am born. Writer Paul Levitz, penciler Steve Ditko, inker Romeo Tanghal. Colorist Adrian Roy, Jasper Saladino, editor Len Wein. And this is a 2-part story of the origin of Prince Gavyn and why he turned into Super Starman. Main guest characters are Lady Myria and Mentor, Queen Clarissa, Throne World, and a mining asteroid. And let's just go through these 2 issues real quick. I mean, they're both short stories. Again, I love the cover. I guess Jim Sherman is doing Plastic Man in this cover, and I've shared this cover on the socials, and I'll share it again tonight, and it'll be part of the art for it. And it's definitely Jim Aparo drawing Starman because it's glorious and it's Jim Aparo. So Starman starts both of these comics, and that's pretty cool. And it starts right where the last one left off, where Gavyn is showing Myria that he is the long-lost Prince Gavyn, who should be dead. She faints, and then we flashback. He is jousting on dinosaurs, which is very cool. Let's kind of read the introductory narration, as it were. He was a rumor to the Imperial security, an elusive enemy to Lord Protector Oswin, an unknown to all, perhaps the most dangerous man in the galaxy, hiding behind the mask of Starman, but now his mask is coming off. And that is where we cut into her mirror faints into our mentor's looking, and then there's the panel where he starts to tell his story. He's a playboy. He doesn't think he's going to be emperor for a long time, and then this Imperial ship comes above the games, and Lord Oswin and his men come in and pull him aside and tell him that he needs to come with him, that his father has died, and it is time for them to choose the next ruler. And Lady Myria is paranoid, and we don't know why yet, but she's screaming. And then they're taken to Throne World, which floats above the planet, and him and his sister, she's hysterical, crying. She's upset because we find out that what happens is one of the royal family is chosen to succeed the previous emperor. And whoever isn't chosen gets chucked out into space like garbage. So it's a pretty, because if not, because that's how they keep down civil wars. Not the best logic, but there are many countries in its past that have done it. I do want to talk about, before we move on to, the superhero part, I want to talk about the design a little bit. I have in the past, I like Ditko, but I like Ditko very specifically. I like his early Spider-Man. I like his early Doctor Strange. I do not like a lot of his 70s and 80s stuff. And I think some of it is they give him shitty inkers. I think Romeo Tanghal is perfect. I said it last time, but there's just some nice stuff. the costumes are a little basic. The spaceships are too, but I kind of dig them. I kind of dig the uniforms. I mean, they look like Bullet Man, the guards. Lady Mira's a good one. The Throne War looks good. It's weird Ditko architecture, man. You can't beat it. But his sister, Clarissa, she's got this great look with some weird Ditko hair. She almost looks like Squirrel Girl. That's why it keeps rubbing it. She looks like Squirrel Girl. But he gets up and telling the story right up to the point, where Mira gets back and it's like, I can't bear if you're going to die. She's worried. And his sister is conniving. She's like, are you a fool, Gavyn, to think you could overturn millennia history? Because he promises that when he's named, he'll save her, thinking he'll get named because he's a guy. And then we cut back to Mira waking up in his arms. She's there. They're having a conversation. Mentor's this kind of eavesdropping. And she's been sent down to bring the crown. And she's like, they have a conversation. Let's just do this. This is Mira talking. How I missed you, your arms around me, my love. I would have come to you sooner, Mira, but the danger was too great. I only dared come now because of the coronation. Oh, gasp, that's right. Clarissa trusted me to fetch the crown for her. If you love me, Gavyn, you'll not interfere. Not now. Ha ha, poor little Mira. Even now that you've adopted the imperial family, you're still afraid. Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything wrong. No, my love. But I know how hard I have fought to give Clarissa her crown. Your mind would be at ease. How did you fly? And he explains his powers, and they're flying around. He puts his mask back on. Mentor says something special. He shows up. Starman shows off his powers in a series of really good panels. And then we cut back to when the council's chosen, and they're told it's Clarissa and Mira. She's terrible. Oh, did you hear? I'm Empress. I live. Sorry, little brother. And she says she won't save him because she believes in the old ways, and that she'll start a new family by adopting Mira into her family. And then we see the guards setting to throw him out. He tries to save himself, but they just pull a gun and they put him out on a space plank. He turns blue and screams as he falls into space. And the last panels are his thoughts. I stared at the void, seeing the stars as I've never had before. And even though none could hear me in the vastness of space, I screamed in that fraction of a second before I died. And then it says next, a new life. I really dug it. How many pages was that? Let's see. Go back on the app. It was 9 pages. And it's basically half of the origin. So we're going to move on to the next issue because that's what we're going to do. And that is, oops, wrong one, 470. Let's look at that cover again. Oop. It's a gorgeous cover. It's Ross Andru and Dick Giordano. It's an okay cover. I like Ross Andru, but I would have preferred Ditko or somebody else, or Jim Aparo. But it's a nice one. It's got Starman fighting a space demon, and then it's got Plastic Man, a little bubble in his, and this is including the astonishing origin of the sensational Starman. And the next panel, let's go through I love this. I love the first page of a comic. I just do. It's fun. Here's the opening credits or narration. Is it the same one as last time? Oh, yes, it is. That is cool. I like that. He was a rumor to the Imperial security, an elusive enemy to those who disturbed the millennial peace. And unknown to all, the most dangerous man in the galaxy hid a perpetual death sentence under the mask of Starman. And a really great image of Starman by Ditko and Tanghal again. And then it cuts to be born an heir to the crown was a great honor, and even a greater curse, for when my sister was chosen to ascend the imperial throne, the ancient laws demanded that I be cast out, and in an instant I tumbled from the space cruiser's port. I screamed into soundless space. For I knew I had a split second before my blood began to boil in the vacuum of the void. to Diaborning. The origin of Starman revealed at last. It's the fourth comic. So we cut back to him in his costume, and it's right where we left off, and he is telling Mira the story, but he tells her she's overdue and grabs her in the crown and flies her up to the throne room. And Mentor, he's a sneaky man. He appears wherever he wants. He comes behind Starman, and it's a great panel. But then there are two panels, and they're these rectangular panels, and I posted them yesterday on Twitter, and I'm going to post them again today. And it's him as Starman, and then him cutting back, and it's like a kind of a very a very straight-lined comic box with a little curve in the corner, and then the opposite is all heavy black border and ragged on the second one. And it starts with him going, "Fair enough, considering the first time you did that to me," talking about sneaking up on him. "I was drifting in space preparing to die," and it cuts to him screaming. And then we see Mentor on top of, I guess it's a cloud, or it looks like an asteroid, and Starman's realizing he's not dead. Hey, wait a minute, I'm not dead, and this guy's out there without a spacesuit. And Starman's thinking, Gavyn's thinking, what? The creature coming towards me without a spacesuit. This must be hallucination. My brain must be going, "No, youth, I am no hallucination, nor are you dying." Any planet-bound being would have already died from space exposure. Huh? What's going on? Thinks Starman. Yes, I know your thoughts, and I can hear your mind, but that is unimportant now. Now it is simply time to sleep. Mentor puts him to sleep. And then Starman's thinking, retelling the story. "I dreamed strange dreams as the hours passed of distance traveled and wounds healed. And when I awoke, I didn't really need to be told that nothing would ever be the same." And he wakes up in this crystal cave in this very Ditko-esque sanctum sanctorum of Mentors. And then on page 4, there's this great panel of Mentor. It's a close-up. And it's just really well drawn. It's just really, really well drawn. I love it. I'm almost tempted to make this panel my screensaver on my phone, because I think it's one of my favorite panels of Ditko art. It's really, the face of Mentor is just amazing on it. But that could, it continues on the, hold on a second. I'm trying to change the view so I can talk about the pages. The layout of the panels is great. There is a lot. It's Levitz. It's really heavy dialogue, but I don't mind. Page 5 is a stunning of him putting on the costume, flying around, testing his powers. It's that footloose montage of Starman. And it's absolutely gorgeous. The reds, the blues, and the yellows pop. It's just really good choices of color, greens and blues, lots of solids. It's a great comic. And then it shows him going on his first adventure. He saves these miners from this dragon that eats ore. He digs a tunnel. And as he's doing that, he's watching the coronation. And then it's the end. It's a great origin story. It's really a great 18-page story. It would have been good in its own comic, but I really loved it. I'm really digging these. I like the characters. It's Levitz. I'm a Levitz fan, and I think he is in 4 9-page stories, so that's 36 pages. I got a good grasp. I mean, this could be a good giant size comic annual reprint. I think it'd be a good one. I think this is some material that really needs to be reprinted. It'd be a very small trade, or put it in when they should do a Will Payton. They should do all the other Starmans in their own omnibus. So you have first issue special, you have all of these, you've got the 2 Batman comics that we've already covered, and then you got all the Will Payton and the Eclipso storyline in the end, and make those just Starman omnibuses, and then make some Starman omnibuses with Jack. I'll have 3 versions of it. But it's really good. Check it out. I've posted a lot of the first couple pages of art over yesterday as I was sitting on my balcony reading comics. It was a beautiful night. Got a lot of drama going on at work, and I'm tired. Leslie's getting ready to go out of town for a few weeks with the dogs. Take care of Mama and leave me alone. And I'll probably just record a bunch of episodes in advance. See if the guys can come on. And I really want to talk All-Star 8 with some people, and then All-Star 9, because they're coming up. Yeah, but a lot of fun stuff coming up, so I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow, this is going up a day late, so I think Legion's going to go up a day late. The first star of Shadowlass story is up. It's a 2-parter. I'm excited to talk about it. I really haven't read it because I've been reading a lot of stuff. New Comic Day was good. And I think I'm going to do a little live stream on YouTube and see how that goes, and talk about some of the Dawn of DC, because some of it I've really liked, some I haven't hated. Nothing I have disliked a lot. The Doom Patrol's great. The Green Arrow is freaking great, I thought. I'm looking forward to some other stuff. I've been reading Paper Girls and Legion and early Jack Kirby. I just messaged Kirby, our friend Kirby, Podcast Kirby, and we've come up with a subject to talk about. And I want to kind of get some other stuff going. I'm hoping Jimbo's all moved. Hey, Jimbo, I hope you're listening. And, we should do that Star Trek Legion. I really want to talk about it. I was thinking about it the other day. I've got something coming in the mail, and I'm going to discuss it when it comes in, and I've looked at it. It's going to play a big part in later Starman. For me, I think it's kind of important, and I kind of want it to be, when we get there, to be important, but I may cover it a little bit before then. So, but that's enough rambling and tambling. I don't know what this weekend's going to be. It's because Sunday I am working because we are opening a brand new children's hospital, and I don't know if I will be needed. I hope I'm not. So until then, folks, hey, please be smart. Please be safe. Please be kind to one another. We all go through stuff. There's a lot of stuff going around in my orbit, and I just, I have empathy for everybody who's going on. I love my wife. She's the thing that keeps me going. I'm a lucky sucker because I do not deserve her. And she's very supportive of me talking comics into the ether. And just so in the hopes that people are listening. And I noticed someone did a big jump. I hope you're enjoying it. Please spread the word. I would like to recommend, I'm a big fan of the IDW Star Trek. And incredibly big. So I'm going to have to say goodbye again, but I'm going to cut back. By Kelly Lansing, Feeman, Loudridge, and Cowles. The Star Trek one with Ben Sisko is the main one, and I listened to the two gentlemen who wrote it being interviewed on Comics Couple Counseling, and now I'm going to go back and listen to some more of their episodes. I had a great time, and they have good taste in comics. So, back to what I was saying. Be smart. Be safe. Please be kind to each other. Give everybody, someone you love, a big hug, and read some comic books. All right? Peace.